Hello everyone. In the last video, we have seen how to represent a word in a distributed manner so that context will be incorporated in the word representation itself. Now in this video, we'll look into the one of the very important problem, that is named entity recognition problem, that is widely used in various variety of application in NLP domain, such as summarization, or you can say finding specific information retrieval problem, or these kind of application. This named entity recognition heavily used. So let's look into the detail what is this named entity recognition and how to solve it with the help of neural network. So the named entity recognition problem is finding or classifying names in the text. Now we can say what names we are seeing. Names indicating the location information, organization information, or person information. Now this is very widely utilized named entity recognition problem. It can be very specific as well with you can say for your particular problem. But the way of solving the challenge is remain same. How we can solve it, right? But the problem can be different. For example, in case of medical domain, then instead of this location, person, organization, it can be medicine name, it can be a particular test name or diagnosis name. So then that will become a named entity recognition for medical domain. Or similarly for other domain like marketing domain, there can be different requirement, right? So we'll understand the procedure how to solve it. Then once you understand the procedure, you can apply the same procedure in other domains as well, and you will get your appropriate results, right? So what is the very widely known named entity recognition is finding the location information, organization information, person information, and so on. So for example, if you have one sentence like meet Arvind Krishna, so this is your person information. New IBM CEO who is latest South Indian, means this is the location information. To head of global IT company, means somewhere it is, you can say this is the organization information. So in that way you will identify person information, right, or location information or organization information from a particular sentence, right? So this is widely known as named entity recognition problem. Now the key part, why as I told you, why this NER is important. So this is very key part for information extraction system, right? How we can find out the proper names, that is the essential for a particular application, such as summarization, information retrieval, and many other applications. This is also a pre-processing part of many classification problem as well, such as information filtering, information linking. So there are wide variety of application, right? Now what specifically, as I mentioned previously, what any are identifying names, you can say person, location, and organization, right? But there are many other applications where you can say there can be looking for percentage as well, money for as well, specific weight for as well. In other domain you can say looking for specific drug, specific genes, specific condition, or many other things, right? So in that way, domain to domain, that problem can be re-generalized, or you can say restructured, right? So but the solving method will remain same, right? Now what are the major challenges in this NER problem? The first major challenge we already seen in the basic NLP beginning as well, that there is an ambiguity problem. So in the NER also is a one big ambiguity problem. For example, if you are saying Subhash Chandra Bose was an Indian nationalist whose defend patriotism made him a hero in India. Now here the Subhash Chandra Bose represented as a person. And another sentence, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today inaugurated the Subhash Chandra Bose Museum. Means here we are talking about the organization. Now Subhash Chandra Bose is not a person here as a represented as person, it is represented as an organization. Now in another place we are saying Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Road is an important thoroughfare in South Kolkata. Means now we are talking about the location. Word is same, but their meaning is different in different locations. That is the one of the biggest challenge in this NER problem. Similarly, if you say in the Indian language, then this is much bigger. Now you can say Hi Akash and Hi Suraj. What is Akash? In this time, it is the name of person or we are talking to the sky. Similarly, Suraj, it's a name of person or we are talking to the sun. Similarly, Chand, right? Aam. Aam means we are talking about the common, Aam Aadmi Party, common man or common person, or we are talking about the mango. So these are the really challenging problem in NER, specifically when we deal with the Indian language as well. Right? So now how to solve it? So first thing, how to define or how to label the information. So you require some testing data, training data to and now these training data will be labeled data. So you need to label it. So what should be the label? Right. So in the labeling you can say person is the label, location is the label, organization is the label, or some miscellaneous can be another label where other words will come into the picture. So the idea is, can we use window classification? Window classification means you will give a bigger window to the network, and this bigger window you will find out the center word entity, what the center word is representing. Why this window is useful? Because you are giving the context as well. Without context, it's very difficult to find out the entity. So with the bigger window, we are giving the context, and center word we are looking for the what is representing. It is either location or person or organization, or it's a miscellaneous or nothing. Right? So in that way we are trying to solve. So what we are doing? We are giving the center word along with the context word. Right? So now neighboring words will help us to find out the context. Right? Similarly, we can say the center word we are looking for. Is it person, location, organization, or nothing? Now I'll find out. We'll have, you can say in short, we'll have 4-class classification problem. So you can say this will give a probability distribution for person, for location, for organization, and for none. And based on that, we'll say what is the output. Now once we say it's a probability distribution, it means we require a softmax to classify the center word, right? By taking other words around it. So the key idea, suppose you have taken 5 words as input. So we have taken museum, in, Paris, or amazing. Now our target word or target, you can say the for what we are going to classify is the Paris. What Paris is looking for? It is for class, it is for location, or it is for you can say person, or it is organization. We'll look into the center word here, right? And the center word, what we are doing, we simply take these two words, and these two words will act as a context word, and center word we are predicting. So how it will be look like? It will look like we'll have a window of input, that is museum, in, Paris, are amazing. Right? Now what we are assuming the center word is the location that we want, right? Because that is already available in our system. Similarly, we'll take the word to wake and getting the you can say you, so that it will represent the context and will get much better accuracy, right? So now how network will be look like? Network will be look like this. So you have a window that is X, which here you have taking the input for museum, then input for in, input for Paris, input for R, input for amazing. Now we are making a, you can say a layer, in between layer, that is you can say some intermediate layer or hidden layer, and this is your final layer. Now this layer will tell you what will be the output, right? So in that way you can solve it with the help of neural network or feed forward neural network, right? Now in order to improve this system, what we can do, so in order to update the system, so you have this output that we are looking for. Here we have the activation function, here we have the input, right? Based on this we will find out the output. So in order to update, you can say simply as previous. This is the theta new, theta old, alpha, delta theta, and z theta. Now what will be the beautiful things? Now in this part there is, we have two options. Why we understand this embedding? So now we have two options. One options we are passing here is one hot vector, right? Or there is another option, as we already have the embedding, we can pass word embedding here, right? Now it is fine in the literature, or you can say it is empirically proved. Once we pass embedding here, it is giving much better result as compared to one hot vector. So actually embedding is the base, you can say. We are generating the base to represent the word, so that many tasks will give the better results, that will perform much better way. Even with one hot vector it will perform, but maybe not up to the mark. So one hot vector is not giving context, it is a way of representation, but that is not giving similarity into the picture. You can say the context into the picture, or you can say the features into the picture, that is not available in one hot vector, but these are things available in the word embedding, right? So in this way you can solve a NER problem, getting? So now if you have some other medical domain, then also you can solve this NER. Just you need the labeled data. Now maybe in the medical domain labeled data will be different, where it will be labeled by drug, it will be labeled by medicine, it will be labeled by test, or you can say diagnosis, or it will be labeled by disease. So these all things will be the labeled data, and based on that you will train the entire system and you will get the final NER as a output. And then it will be useful for summarization of prescription or other way. So thank you guys, we'll catch you in the next video with new things.